Good morning. My name is Dr. Sajni Barot. I'm the CEO and founder of The Skin Consult. So over 10 years ago, I moved here from cold Chicago to hot and humid Jackson. As you can imagine, with all the changes, my skin changed. And I was breaking out, I was hyperpigmenting, I had rashes, and I was just lost. I went to local med spas, dermatologists, Sephora, spent a lot of money, and I just could not find the right professional or the right solution for my skin. And I knew something had to be done. I was not the only one.
Hi, I'm Sarah Maloof, co-founder of The Skin Consult, and like Sajni, I myself am a Mississippi transplant. I moved to the state a little over 2 years ago, and shortly thereafter I noticed a dark spot on my left shoulder that just didn't sit right with me. I wanted to get it looked at by a professional, so I did what most people do, and I took to the internet, Googling dermatologists near me, trying to find, Yelp reviews, calling around, seeing who took my insurance, asking friends. Eventually, I just got fed up and threw in the towel. By happenstance, a couple months later, through a mutual friend, I found my now dermatologist, and luckily I did because she was able to diagnose me with early-stage melanoma. Now, I'm okay, thankfully, but I hate to think about what could have happened if I just sat in my frustration. And I'm not the only consumer like this. This is the typical process if you want to see either an aesthetic provider or a dermatologist. A lot of Googling around and a lot of frustration, and I can't really blame the providers because they have a lot going on. It's hard to offer that personalization, be it through in-person services, virtual services, or selling their products. So enter The Skin Consult. We are a two-sided e-commerce marketplace meant to match the aesthetic providers in the dermatology and med spa field with the consumers like us. We do that by offering science-backed solutions, either through in-person or virtual services or the right clinical grade product. And we do it using AI technology and science-backed solutions through personalization. That's the key differentiator. We know this is a large industry. Aesthetics is big and it's booming. If you see up here, over 20,000 health and wellness spas currently exist in the United States alone, and it's continuing to grow with by 142 expected $1 billion by the year 2030. And COVID taught us a lot of things. One of the things it taught us is that e-commerce is the way of the future. It's not going anywhere. You can see that in 2021 in the United States alone, over $22 billion were spent in skincare online, and it's an estimated $185+ billion industry by 2027. We believe realistically in the early days of The Skin Consult that we can capture roughly 50 million of this market as our early evangelists.
So our journey actually began in November of 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, when I created our MVP software to do virtual consultations. Through this platform, we onboarded individual estheticians, doctors, and connected them to consumers that were seeking help with their skin. It was the right time at the right moment, and we gained traction through that. We partnered with over 6 brands at the time, and now we have grown to 14 brands. A couple of them pay to be on our platform. And through that, we have done over 400 virtual consultations. Our AI technology helped these providers give personalized recommendations to these customers who then purchase these products through us. And since then, we have continued to grow. But our customers told us they wanted more. Now we're outside of the pandemic where people in the skincare industry want to go see these providers. And that's where we're heading. Our new enhanced marketplace is a new software that is being built to help customers get personal recommendations for not just products, but services that will in turn bring more patients into these practices, and they can sell the products through this e-commerce marketplace. We have already done 2 pre-sales of our new software to 2 med spas here in the South. And we have 6 in our sales pipeline. We have been privileged enough to have some great national recognition as well about our innovative platform, including SuperTalk right here in Mississippi. So as we have been talking about the problem, you can see that as this industry grows and being a very fragmented space that it is, for the consumers, it's chaotic. There's a lot of options out there like it was for me. and it's hard to find these professionals. But on the provider side, it's really hard for them to offer these personalized solutions that they can get to these customers. They have a hard time converting leads into service patients, and this is what our own providers have told us. There's so many skincare brands and lines that are being created by dermatologists and other professionals that they sell in their own office, but there's no way for them to get this online. So that's where our solution will help them. It's an e-commerce marketplace with technology and e-commerce tools that gives them quizzes to do recommendations. They can schedule appointments for virtual and in-person services. They can showcase the portfolio of their before and after work. They can showcase their team in terms of their credentials. They can also do live streaming of their appointments should they want to. And then the biggest thing is they have white label widgets that they can put on their own website to offer services and bookings as well.
So you might be wondering, does this already exist? Short answer, no. Long answer, not in this capacity. So there are telehealth marketplaces such as ZocDoc. That's a booking tool. It matches providers with consumers, but there's no personalization or selling of shelves. Then there's also Aesthetics Pro, Zenoti, and various booking softwares. It does provide a little more insight into the calendar as far as booking and scheduling goes, but again, no personalization and no selling. RealSelf is simply a surgery review website typically used by plastics to show before and afters. And the Skin Consult is really going to match all of that and then some with the full personalization. And using our AI technology, we believe we can give that accurate personalization to our consumer. So who is our consumer? So because it's a marketplace, there's two sides here. There's the aesthetic provider. We're targeting the med spas, typically with 0 to 10 years of experience. These are growth-minded, forward-thinking individuals who really want to enhance their business in the aesthetic space. And then there's the consumer. Through our now 2 years of experience on our existing marketplace, we've been able to analyze over 37,000 data points to identify our target consumer, and it's the person like us, typically a millennial-aged female who's got some discretionary income to spend on the aesthetic services and who's looking for what's out there already. We want to find them, and starting off, we're going to launch in progressive cities that we've identified as Austin and Los Angeles, and we'll find them in the places they're already hanging out. Mom groups, bride-to-be, travel groups. We have a few different revenue streams, one of them being the subscription model on the provider side. So we've got 3 different buckets with 3 different price points and features, and the provider will be able to see which one works best for them based on their current budget and needs.
So with that, we have our great team here who is in the right position with the right background and experience in healthcare, technology, and sales to lead this company to success. Me, myself, with over 10 years of experience in the healthcare space and working on FDA-approved medications, clinical trials, working with physicians across the nation, I have had the experience of working in this space for a long time. Sarah here, who's my co-founder, has B2B and B2C sales experience. And Sergey, who's not here today, but who's our CTO co-founder based in California, has tremendous experience working with SaaS companies, has had multiple exits, and has an AI background as well. We're really privileged to also have a great advisory board as well with professionals such as Dr. Tripathi, who's a med spa owner himself, a facial plastic surgeon. We have skincare developers that work in the skincare world. We have business strategists, and then we also have a digital health physician as well as our advisor. So, like I said, we started in 2020. We started as our MVP for virtual consultations, and that gave us a lot of information. And now this year, we're launching our new platform to help continue to sell the softwares into med spas and continue to grow our community of high-value aesthetic consumers. We will, through this funding that we're raising, continue to develop our AI algorithms as well. And then come 2025 and beyond, we will scale to other major cities and also other healthcare professionals that also touch the same patients, such as dentists and chiropractors and weight loss coaches and so forth. And that's where our revenue model is key to understand. As we talked about, we're a SaaS company, and this will be a subscription-based model for the providers. A big source of income will be coming from seller fees. So every product, every bundle, like Botox services or facial packages that are being sold through the platform, we will have seller fees on those. And then lastly is the open APIs that will be used by skincare companies or large enterprise companies like dermatology chains, med spa chains, to use this on their own website for bookings and getting recommendations. So with that, our 5-year revenue model is here. And by year 5, we plan to be a $500 million company. And that comes from the fact that post year 3, we'll be expanding to other wellness professionals and then also other 5 major cities, namely Chicago, New York City, Miami, and other cities as well. So with that, our ask today is, we are so proud to announce our seed fund that will be launching. And with that, we hope to use the money for continue to build this platform that has halfway been completed. And then to hire our key employees to help us with business development, customer support, marketing, and also with conferences. We'll be traveling to many aesthetic conferences this fall and winter to get to the providers. And so in summary, I just want to point out that we aim to be an all-in-one hub for personalized care. While we're going to start this in the aesthetic and skincare world, we can grow and offer our technology and tools to many other professionals as well that touch the same patient with our e-commerce platform, streaming platform, scheduling tools, and make it a subscription model for them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seven minutes for Q&A.
I can start, that's all right. With launching to Austin and LA, how much does it cost to launch in a new city? And then what are some success KPIs that you're looking for either on the supply side and the demand side?
So with the two cities that we identified, we have our traction in those cities with not just customers but providers, which was one of the reasons why we chose that. But number two, in terms of our success KPIs, we have drawn out the number of spas that we want to hit in those markets in this first 1 year. So by year 1, we aim to have at 140 spas in both the cities, which is roughly less than 20% of the number of spas that are in those markets currently, and they're actually growing at a rate of 4% each year. So that's where we're targeting those spas, and I hope that answers the question. This is actually our video, but
Sorry, I was getting that. We have a little bit of our applicable prototype to demonstrate.
I have a question about the product itself. Is it a vanilla package that a clinic then customizes, and as far as the consumer is concerned, it's part of their product, or is this a membership to a centralized website that you would be pointing all participants to?
So it's a microsite for the customer, or for the provider, I should say. And so as far as the packaging, we do have those 3 tiers that offer different features. As far as customizing that is based on their current needs, if they want certain features or not. But we also offer the white label widget options, so that way if it's wanting to get our name out of it entirely and just use it as their site for everything, the provider can. For the customer, we're hoping that they are directed in that direction as far as booking and providing services moving forward, like it is their own website. If that makes sense, if that answers your question.
Are you guys developing your own technology, or are you leasing it, or how exactly is the platform being built?
Yes, absolutely, and happy to connect you with our CTO for more detailed conversation as well. But in terms of our technology, we are building the e-commerce tools ourselves, and that's going to be all done in-house. Some of the booking tools and things, we are partnering with another company that has built some APIs, and that's going to cut down our development time and cost significantly. So that's the 2 ways that we're going to market. Sorry, go ahead.
Your product focus, is it primarily preventative or healing after you've got a skin problem?
So to launch, we're going to target med spas, which would be a little bit more on the aesthetic space. This is as opposed to dermatologies on the medical space. We do feel that there's room there, but being that it's a cash cow when it comes to booking these services on the aesthetic space, we know that there's a lot of competition for them, and we want to start there as opposed to surgeries and necessary medical needs.
Yeah, and I'll just add to that the biggest thing now in the industry is prevention to aging. I mean, we all going to age, but age gracefully. And I think with the rise of social media, there's more awareness of this. In fact, just in December, McKinsey just put out a huge article saying that aesthetics has gone from being extreme to now being mainstream. Everyone needs these services and wants to get to it, but they don't know how or what they even need. And that's what this helps the consumer find those recommendations, which can be preventative for, helping you with your aging signs or, dark spots, but also how can I do things to kind of keep my skin in check. So basically I'm not breaking out or I'm not having problems with my skin. So it can be both ways. It's for the consumer that already knows what they need. Like, I need a Botox, help me find the provider in my space that has this level of experience or what they offer, but it's also for the lost consumer that I used to be because I didn't know what I needed. So every day there's new services coming out, and it's helping them navigate through that confusion that's out there.
Yes.
So when you sit down with a dermatologist or a med spa, what does that sales conversation look like?
So far it's been a lot of demonstrating. Of course, we have to show because that's what we have right now. So like we said, we have this clickable prototype that we're excited about. And we really first start by, of course, asking, because we don't know what we don't know. So we ask them about their current services. What do you like? What do you not like? What do you wish you had? What could you do better? Through that, we're realizing that they have a lot of things in place as far as software tools, but they all do one or two things, and they're paying a lot, and they're clicking from here to here to here to here instead of having this one centralized hub. So based on that, we've created this centralized hub. We demonstrate with the provider, of course, the features based on what they've already told us they want and like and need. And then from there, we kind of show them the tiers and options. We're in the early bird pricing phase. So we're, like Sajani mentioned, we've locked in 2 clients already through that who are going to really be able to not only use it, but then give us the feedback as we grow as well.
And I think the biggest thing that we have heard back from them based on these demos has been that this offers personalization that they don't have to spend too much time on. And there's no way they can do that because they're fielding in calls, and like, how do you even get to speaking to that customer if the person's calling you? And there's no way for them to stay connected to their customer. Right now they'll send mass emails on their offers like, hey, we have a Botox sale this month, but I'm not a Botox customer. Why are you sending me this offer? Send me something that I actually need. So what they really love is that through the database that they get, like, of their own patients, they can send personalized offers, they can send personalized recommendations, continue to sell products through the platform. Most customers will buy that first product when you're in the spa. Oh, my esthetician told me this product is great, I'm gonna buy it. The second time, I'm not gonna walk in to buy my product, I'm just gonna try to go buy it online. So I think a lot of that uncaptured revenue stream that they can now continue to go through this platform has what's been really exciting to them, and is something that is not offered elsewhere on any of the other softwares that are out there.
Yeah, boosting loyalty through recurring revenue. For sure. Guess we're out of time anyway, so we'd love to meet with some of y'all after this. Thank you.
Thanks so much.